I'm a goofy stance. So we're going to test the board. Oh no. My slippers are little flappy and the slipper konjam nagandadhu.
Oh, yes.
Nalla pump panna mudiyala kattukonu.
Thank you. This is my first try. I might have to learn it properly before I pump with this boat. Thank you guys.
Yeah, he is pushing it really well. He could not able to pump it right now, but he is pushing it well. Adha sonna. Adha nadakum.
Pump panna nallada sir.
Adukku. போக போக தான் ட்ரை பண்ணோம் நம்ம. Yeah. He kind of slipped it right now. Even I got slipped once. I have to learn it properly before I start riding this boat properly. Chappal. Nice. He is trying out this LDP boat for the first time. பைக்கெல்லாம் தாண்டி வந்தாரு. இது வரைக்கும் வந்தாரு, அந்த துளசி மாடம் வரைக்கும் வந்தாரு. புஷ் பண்ணும் தள்ளி விடுங்க அவரை. திரும்பணும் போர்டை. நீங்க இடது பக்கம் சாஞ்சிங்கன்னா அது இடது பக்கம் திரும்பும், வலது பக்கம் சாஞ்சா வலது பக்கம். பம்ப் பண்றது கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டம் தான். நீங்க புஷ் பண்ணிட்டே வாங்க. பம்ப் பண்றது கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமா இருக்கு. நான் கொஞ்சம் கத்துக்கிட்ட பண்ணலாம். விழுந்துட போறாரு, அடிபட்டுற போது பிடிச்ச. அனுப்புறோமா. உங்க டாமினன்ட் லெக் முன்னாடி வச்சிருங்க. இங்க நான் வச்சா வழிக்கு விட்டுரும். இங்க வச்சிருங்க. வச்சுட்டு இங்க பாருங்க. அதை புஷ் பண்ணிட்டு ஏறணும். அப்படி 2 புஷ் பண்ணிட்டு ஏறினா வந்துடலாம். அது பழக வந்துடும் ஒழுங்கு. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் முன் கால் தான் வைக்கணும், பின் கால் வச்சா வழி. முன்னங்கால் முன்னாடி வைங்க. இப்ப தள்ளிட்டே வாங்க. அவ்வளோதான். இல்லை அது இரும்பு, ஸ்டெயின்லெஸ் ஸ்டீல் ஒன்றா. So I'm happy with the results of the LDP board that we were trying to build, and this setup is all about only the front and rear forks. There was or there is no central support here, and I'm happy with the board. It's a little bit flexy, it has more flex. I mean, for the weight that I am, I'm a big size rider. So anyways, hope my hair is fine right out of the workshop. I just came home, and anyways, so I was waiting there for some time for the welder, the owner, to come, so that I could settle the money for the project that we did today, whatever we did today, and get going, and what happened was like, meantime, the kid asked me to sit in a separate room where there was some sort of ceiling fan, and he gave me some water as well, kind enough. So fan under a fan after a long tiring day, like that was really kind of a heaven for me for a brief moment. And the same for the kid too, but yeah, I felt it like that way, after a long tiring day. My dinner time is well past already. It's been like 2 hours, I think. So I kind of waited over there, for the owner to come to settle the money and come back home. So the owner came after a long wait, and what was running on my mind was like, I really don't want to negotiate, considering the fact, though my plates were drilled with 8 mm holes instead of 5.6 mm holes, and he gave me some rivet washers for free, so that's also fine. We got came to a mutual understanding about that, and we made it work. And though couple of sets of hardwares got damaged in the process of screwing and unscrewing the bolts and nuts very often to try the various iterations of those LDP setup we were trying to build, with the metal plates, It was partly my fault also. I forgot the skate tool, I did not take the skate tool to the spot. I even forgot my GoPro because of the anxiety that I had in that, in the morning, So it's partly my fault also, but these things would cover in the collateral damage budget, which I already planned, so no worries. And the funny fact is, like, when I was talking about the drilling, like why there was 8 mm holes instead of 5.5 or 5.6 mm holes, the kid, when he was explaining, he kind of looked at the drilling machine which was there in the corner of their workshop. Probably they would have drilled it here only. And speaking of that, I myself took the metal plates to the hot spot. I mean, like one of the prime areas in the city. I drove myself with the kid as one of the assisting kid there, and had the job done. To drill holes for the portion where I would put my deck on. So I myself did that part of the work. And I was not thinking about all these things or the kind of damages that I have to go through, mentally as well as physically, as well as to have this board finished, and I didn't even ask for the wastage. I just took the central support with me, but I did not ask for any rest of the wastage materials that was there for the stainless steel, though I paid the complete amount for the materials, So keeping all this thing in my mind, I still don't want to negotiate with the welder, because the kids were really nice to me. They kind of made this project as their own, and they were working it, making it happen. They even said we have to succeed in this, so those things really made me happy. So I really don't want to negotiate with the welder or the owner. So I settled whatever he asked for and happily came home, I think the welder's home is just above the workshop we were in, like on the first floor. Might be, I'm not sure. But why do I care now? The project is done anyways. So after all this, I kind of showed the finished board to my father as well. Only my mom was there in the living room when I came in with the finished board. And my father came in a little later because he went to the dentist, he couldn't say anything, but he saw the board and he just sat with the board for few minutes, and he really liked the finished product, whatever that came, to me it's just a prototype, but functioning prototype, but to him it's a finished board and he was happy with it. So I happily shared the images and pictures with one of my well-wisher. I am a total stranger to that person because I saw a few of the videos from the hashtag of longboarding on Instagram, so that's how I came to know her, and I asked few doubts, and she was very happy and very kind enough to help me with all the questions I had in my mind, and she also very kindly addressed me as a friend, and her name is Lena, and she is from Germany, and she is a regular long distance pumper. I mean she LDP rider, she goes for long distance riding, you have a coffee every day morning, something like that. She goes for very long distance on the weekends as well. It's she is somebody who does long distance pumping with or without the camera, if you would like to address it on Instagram, register it on Instagram that today I went for a ride or something me, and she is one such person. I think not often post on Instagram and let people know she's going for a ride, she does it because she just loves going for long distance pumping. So one such person was asking me about the doubts, how I did it, what were the angles of the front and rear forks and everything. So I told her my concern, I wasn't able to pump. I think I might have to learn to pump with this board. So she kind of clarified my doubt, saying if your trucks are really longer, more than 200 mm or 250 mm, so with this kind of design it's going to be really hard for you to pump those trucks, the angles have been totally changed now. Rear is going to be 0, front is going to be 57 degrees with the inclination of the front fork, so she clarified me that, and she said that this is a successful board, it's not a pump board, but it's going to be a push board, so when you're going to put some update your front and rear trucks, which is about 125 mm, which is what pro riders would use, or 143 mm or 142 mm, something under 150 mm or 153 mm close by, if you check the Don't Trip Poppies measurements, you will know. So if you're going to use those trucks, there are possibility that you might be able to pump this board, use it as a long distance pumping board. That's what she said me, and she kind of said this board has come out good, and she was happy with that, and I was happy too, so thanks to her, because she kind of helped a total stranger from India. So yeah, Nandri, and I'm happy. So I am happy that yesterday turned out to be a good day for me. The board is sitting right there beside my bed. I kind of stepped on my board for a second and stepped down, having some fun, personal fun, and also trying to get used to the flex of the board, so what am I going to say now is I could see so much dreams in those kids, in their eyes. I could able to see that yesterday.
when they were trying to help me out with this build, in this project, I was seeing so much dreams in their eyes, Those kids were like asking me all sorts of doubts they had, like they were very curious to know what is what, they were taking my trucks, looking at the wheels, bearings, the riser pads, the deck, whatever they could get hands on, like they were asking everything about the longboard and skateboarding and everything, and they were happily sharing, like whatever they saw about skateboarding and longboarding, in the videos and everything, with whatever their neighborhood kind of experienced, they were talking more about roller skating and everything, So I was so glad that they were able to ask me all those things, and they kind of inspired me as well, like I was going little down when the build was taking a dip, taking various iterations as well, So what I kind of learned from them is like they were kind of shocked actually when they asked me about the prices of these boards, like. So I myself is building a DIY LDP longboard just because the professional LDP longboard is way too expensive, and it's a budget which I cannot afford. So that's why I'm trying to build a DIY LDP longboard which could somehow fit in my budget, like so. That's why I'm trying here. That's what I'm trying here. But they feel like even this a DIY LDP longboard which I'm planning to build, like which is under $200, like they feel this is way too expensive for them, they cannot afford these setups or any longboard of this budget, even this budget, so I really couldn't say anything when they were like appearing so shocked about this price, and they were even more shocked when they actually heard the prices of those professional LDP longboards actually. So they were like, we would buy a IC engine two-wheeler or whatever they would like, in a second-hand four-wheeler, that's what their thoughts were like. But they kind of inspired me, like these kids, with lots of dreams in their eyes and hearts, like they should be out there, kind of exploring this world, doing whatever they love to do, but instead like they are working in this workshop, like trying to support their family, like probably they should be paid by daily or like weekly. I do not know what their pattern is, but they are working in their workshop, in these workshop, just to support their family, sacrificing all their dreams and everything, If I could get any sponsors, sometime in the future or after this video or something, I wish these kids get a skateboard or a longboard to play with, like I want them to explore this world as much they want to, I learned a lot from these kids. They were actually inspiring. I'm a grown-ass man, like 39 years old, and I'm still living with my parents, dependent on them totally. That's the truth and fact. So I would like to take a moment to thank my parents. They were kind enough to support me as well as my dreams. So thanking them on this day, thanks. I would also take a moment to thank everyone from Instagram or YouTube or Black Dog Skate Shop or whichever platform they were from, like whom I have asked doubts about building a DIY LDP longboard, who have helped me in this, to convey a very small idea or thought or whatever doubt I have asked them, like I would like to take a moment to thank everyone who have helped me in this project. Thank you one and all. So it's like about 8 p.m. 19th of January. I felt like I might need to weld the central support to the front and rear forks. I'll just tell you why, and I'll just go into a small brief video.